I grew up in South Dakota, and I always just kind of had this idea that I wanted to go out of state. And, I like traveling and I like adventure and new things. I kind of ended up touring SDSU just on a whim, and I absolutely fell in love with it. The environment just seemed so welcoming and so friendly. I got to meet with a couple of faculty members that just seemed so passionate about their subjects and about their students. I went home and I told my mom, going to SDSU, it felt like home to me.
My name is Megan Laverne, and I'm from Cold Spring, Minnesota. One thing that I really love about SDSU is how willing and how passionate the professors are. And as a freshman taking anatomy is very intimidating, one of the tougher classes here. And Dr. Pedersen, he makes it very easy to learn it because he loves it. He just gets into his zone, and you can just see it. He's pacing across the stage back and forth. On the stage, he seems kind of unapproachable just because, he's Doc Pedersen. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, it's Doc. But then when you go into his office, he's so welcoming, so friendly, he's a smile. He's like, what can I do for you? How can I help you? He really wants you to do as well as you possibly can. Everybody here is trying to make a connection with you because they want to know you. And, here I really feel like I got that.
My name is Kevi Kneinenbelt. I'm a junior from Fergus Falls, Minnesota. I don't always realize what a special thing the Jackrabbit community is until I talk with people who aren't a part of it. The connections you make here really do last you for the rest of your life, and that really is SDSU's most valuable asset, because the internship I had this last summer was through the work of my department head in networking me at the career fair. Even my computer organization professor came to me with an opportunity for an exchange program in France, and he knew it's something that I would be interested in because he knows me and he knows what I'm interested in. And so you really get a feeling that these people are here to help you, and I get the feeling that I'm going to walk away from here very prepared for my future, and I have SDSU to thank for that.
My name is Ben Hansen. I am a junior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A really rewarding aspect of being a student at South Dakota State is that we're also a research-based university, so we're able to take what we're learning about inside of the classroom and put it to good use outside into the field. Being a wildlife and fishery science major, an example of what I've been able to do is in my ornithology class, we learn about these birds, we see the PowerPoints of the birds, but to actually go and walk around the Dakota Nature Park and identify the birds in the wild is a totally different experience. To hear their calls, to chase after them. The Oak Lake Field Station, where I was able to actually do stream quality assessment. I was actually able to do soil tests with the soil in my hands. Makes it really rewarding, makes that information cement just a little bit better than it would on paper.
SDSU really wasn't on my radar, and it was not at all my plan to come here, and I wanted to be different. When you're on that campus and you're walking around and you feel supported and you feel like it's a home away from home, that's where you're going to succeed. SDSU is kind of that big, small place where you're gonna really be able to be successful by being able to get involved in a lot of different things. I have never regretted my decision ever. I am so glad that I came here.
My name is Caleb McKinley. I'm a senior from Pierce, South Dakota. So I have kind of a weird major with a biology and communication studies double major, and the reason for that is when I was a freshman, I was required to take Speech Communication 101 with Barb Kleinjohn, and I never really thought anything of it. I was never considered myself to be passionate about public speaking or anything, and I just honestly looked forward to every class period that I got to go have with Barb, because she just made the class fun. She just cared so much about her students, and I know that you hear that phrase used a lot, but she really did. First day of class, she put her phone number on the board for all of her students to use, and I remember first night I wrote my speech, it was getting kind of late and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I texted Barb and she right away responded. But just the fact that she cared so much about me was just so awesome, and it just, it really made me know how much she cared about my learning and my education.
My name is Megan Laverne and I'm from Cold Spring, Minnesota. I feel like SDSU really prepares me for my future, and I'm just a little bit like one step ahead. I'm a little more confident. You get so much more than just a degree. There are so many things that you can do here, so it really makes you figure out who you are as a person, because you need to choose what you love. SDSU just gives you that opportunity to go after it and go after it hard, and to be able to know who you are and what you want.
My name is Rachel Getz from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've had a lot of hands-on experience here at SDSU, whether it's through research, receiving a grant, to certifications, where we're able to hit the ground running right into the workforce. One of the opportunities I've had is to learn how to run a VO2 cycloergometer test. It allows us to determine how much oxygen a person can consume and what their cardiovascular and cardiorespiratory limits are through exercise, and then from there we learn how to prescribe exercise. These opportunities have really given me a leg up. We walk away with experiences that really help us be successful moving forward into our future careers.
My name is Ben Hansen. I am a junior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. One of the big draws for me to come to SDSU was the academic excellence, and a part of that was the faculty. Talk to just about any student at SDSU, they could probably tell you several professors that they've really enjoyed. And a lot of that comes from, we're taught for the most part by our actual professors, not by TAs. The fact that they are already in the career field that you're interested in, did research on the side as well as instructed, so they almost adopt a mentorship mentality as well. For instance, for me, Leslie Vincent had worked for the National Park Service, and I was very interested in joining the National Park Service. She'd become my advisor, very helpful in helping me organize the next 4 years of my life. We had developed a really close relationship. She also adopted kind of a mentorship mentality, and when I cultivated interest in joining the National Park Service, she was a very big part in becoming kind of a liaison or an ambassador, hooking me up with the right information. So she opened a lot of doors for me for those big career decisions as well, which I really appreciated.
My name is Kevi Kneinenbelt. I'm a junior from Fergus Falls, Minnesota. One of the most valuable pieces of my experience at SDSU so far has been the personal connections I've made with students and faculty in the clubs and organizations that I've been able to be a part of. For me, SDSU has been the perfect balance between opportunity and engagement. They're a large enough school that there are plenty of different clubs and organizations, but then the size of those clubs, they're small enough that you really feel a part of the organization, and there's plenty of opportunities for leadership even as a freshman or sophomore. So you have great exposure to roles that you might not have access to in maybe a larger institution. There's this tie between community and opportunity. You really feel so much more of a connection to the university.
My name is Callie Duque. I am a senior math and Spanish major from Spearfish, South Dakota. One of the greatest things that I value about my experience at SDSU is the opportunity that it's given me to gain a really global perspective. I've had the opportunity to study in Valencia, Spain for about a month, and do some experiential learning in Bolivia with Engineers Without Borders, where we did kind of a service project for a university there, as well as a mission trip to El Salvador. And SDSU has opened all of these doors for me. That's just a really rewarding experience to have, to know that you've had an impact on someone else. It gives you a lot of confidence and I'm just so glad that I came here, because it's given me more opportunities than I really could have ever imagined.
My name is Caleb McKinley. I'm a senior from Pierce, South Dakota. Not only is SDSU a relatively very affordable school, but I really feel that the experiences that I've had go so far beyond simply receiving a degree on a piece of paper. I've gotten to make lifelong friends here. I've gotten to have so many remarkable experiences that I know that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. one where I was a dental assistant in Haiti for a couple weeks doing missions work. The last 4 years at SDSU have been just remarkable, and I wouldn't trade the last 4 years for anything.
I feel like SDSU is always improving, is always being the best that they can be, and so that makes me be the best that I want to be, because they want students to feel like they belong here, and they want you to be proud to be a Jackrabbit. That value means so much as a student. If I make a big headline someday, I want them to be, she's an SDSU alum, and that holds pride.
Freshman year, I had the opportunity to climb the campanile and look down at what was going to be my home, and just envisioning what I wanted out of my college experience. Just the anticipation, the looking into the future. And now that I'm a junior, I can climb the campanile and I can look back on those expectations. Lifelong friends, that Jackrabbit pride. It's pretty exciting to see how far I've come. You get a little emotional.
My name is Callie Duque. I am a senior math and Spanish major from Spearfish, South Dakota. Brookings is a smaller, tight-knit community, but there are a lot of huge opportunities happening here. Quite a few of the companies in Brookings, they know you're a college student and they want to help you, which is a really great way to get that on-hand experience. And for me, that experience has come through working at Daktronics, where I have served as a business analyst student. They want you to succeed in applying what you've learned at SDSU, as well as they want to be able to teach you professional experience that you can learn on the job rather than in the classroom. So it's just a really awesome way to be working within the community and getting that experience at a large company that you would think you would be getting in cities, but you can get right here in Brookings, and Daktronics has done that for me.
My name is Rachel Getz from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. What it means to be a Jackrabbit is that there's a true value that comes through the education that I've received. It's something that's more than just a piece of paper. We really do have the connections, we really do have the experiences, and we have that sense of pride and family, and we really support each other no matter where we are. I really don't want to imagine what my life would be like if I didn't become a Jackrabbit. I wouldn't trade it for the world.